Options Modeler allows you to create an assembly that's easily configured to create multiple variations. This is an example of a configurable motorcycle assembly, which is currently overloaded, containing multiple versions of interchangeable components. Options Modeler then allows us to configure the assembly to create configurations based on defined options and choices. When working on a configurable assembly, you can see the configuration group in the ribbon containing the Option Modeler tools. Since this model already has variations created, we could click Variant Builder to configure a variation. On the left of the dialog, we have the list of defined options. Each option category has within it multiple choices. Each of the choices is associated with a configurable module in the model tree. For example, the power option has two choices for engine size, which are associated to these two components in the motor module assembly. The choice assignments can utilize include or exclude rules that can be defined in Creo or Windchill. For example, if I was to select the 450cc choice for the power option, the model tree and graphics update to reflect the selected choice. I could also load a predefined configuration from the variant spec list. Notice the options list, model tree, and preview has updated. This is just a preview containing the correct models but without correct model placement. I can then update just the representation. Or update the configurable assembly by regenerating component placement. Or create a product variant as a new assembly containing only the selected components. Let's update the assembly. When I click OK, notice all components are regenerating. The system has replaced components with the design alternatives based on our selected configuration. I can also create new configurations, of the fuel tank for example. Notice it's currently quite large for this motorbike design. If I selected fuel tank in the model tree, I can then right-click and select Transfer to Module. And then click New to create a configurable module called Fuel Module. Here it is in the model tree. We could now open this new module and add a module variant, which will be our additional fuel tank. We can enter an environment very similar to interchange groups, where the system is using tags to forward references between design alternatives. I now need to set up the tags using the reference pairing table between the original tank and the new tank. In this case, I can use the Auto Tag option to evaluate and match the tags between the fuel tanks. We can then return to the assembly. Notice both tanks are in the model. Let's now assign our two fuel tanks to choices. In the Assign Choices dialog, I can create a fuel option. I can then create new choices of large and small. Next, I can assign fuel tank to large and assign fuel tank 2 to small. Once again, go to the Variant Builder and select our desired variation. Notice the fuel tank is not defined in the graphics window or in the model tree. Expand Fuel option and select the small choice. Notice the model tree is satisfied and the preview updates. Finally, we can save this variant spec to the assembly and click Update Assembly to view the result.